Hello everyone, I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
And this is Ask Hugo number, I forgot. It's down here though. I'm going to say 38. I could be wrong.
36?
I'm going to say 38. So today I'm here to answer more of your questions as the title and opening thing implied. So why don't you go ahead and read the first question, Jake? Do I seem like a person that exudes confidence that you would want to get answers from?
Quick! Awkward zoom in! Atlas asks Hugo, "Hey Hugo, it's super popular and super easy to bash Islam nowadays on account of ISIS and how ridiculous of a religion Islam is. But once most of the radical fundamentalists have been neutralized in the future, which religion do you think will be responsible for most of the violence in the world next? I need to know so I can start writing jokes to prepare my kids and grandkids on how to make fun of its practitioners." What a weird... You're gonna prep jokes for 170 years from now? Islam's gonna be a problem for a long time, buddy.
Yeah, I would say though, after that, I think we're setting up evangelical Christians. If you saw, I don't remember which one it was. God Loves Uganda. We did that movie in our Atheist Watch series, where evangelicals are going to Africa and spreading like hardcore, hardline evangelical Christianity, like fuck the gays, and it's actually causing problems there where people are like killing gay people and stuff. I think seeds there could potentially be planted for in the next 100 years, real bad shit to happen there.
I'd say, though, the next possible one, due to the amount of people, would be Hinduism. There's not an extreme... I mean, there is extreme branches of it, but they're not, like, terroristy in the way that Muslims have been. But I could definitely see a branch of Hindus, like just some Brahmins, going off on people. Just getting crazy. Just because there's so many of them, it's bound to happen eventually. There's always going to be an extreme left and an extreme right of every single ideology, as shown by the internet.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Good luck, though. You have 170 years. I guess you have plenty of time to prepare. So,
wow, that's not actual fact. 170 years. But I would guess it's going to take roughly 2.5 generations to, get it out.
I think you're a little more optimistic than I am, especially if global warming continues and the Middle East becomes unlivable, and then they have to leave, and they're just
Yeah, I guess that is a thing that could definitely happen in the near future. They're talking like what? 2100?
2100 is the year that they say potentially if climate change goes unmitigated, most of the Middle East will be unlivable by humans, or at least parts of it, which is an issue because people live there, the kind that are splody, so...
Joel West, who is obviously very talky, asked Hugo, "Hey Hugo and Jake, is your significant other's parents particularly religious? And if so, how do you go about navigating that? I ask because I have a Filipino boyfriend to whom I love very, very much, but his parents are more traditionalist Filipinos, meaning they are heavily Catholic. So much so that when he told them he was a pansexual, they had a priest bless their house to exorcise the demons from it. They also made him have private counseling with a priest, to which the priest would massage him? Which is fucking weird. Okay, so it definitely is massage. I thought maybe you misspelled message.
Nope,
massage. Okay. Yeah, that's weird, but also relaxing. Anyways, I'm worried if/when they find out about me and of our intentions that they might try to cut our contact. He does live in the Philippines as I live in the U.S., so it would be hard for them to do. I'm working hard to save money to get him here with me, but I'm always anxious about his parents finding out any possible advice on how to get my individual situation. Thank you. I assume, because your name is Joel, that this is a homosexual relationship. Yeah, you're gonna have some fucking issues in that individual situation.
Yeah, especially because they're in a different country, and even if you're trying to save money to get them here, that's gonna involve visas and green cards and things.
And Trump is president.
That's gonna be a pain in the fucking ass. So good luck with that. I don't have any specific advice.
Not making Trump jokes. That's literally, it will be harder to get here probably in the near future. So, I don't tell you. Maybe maybe head to Guam together. That's not far from him, and it's nice there. So meet up in Guam. So it's American owned
Protectorate.
and it's a protectorate. That's the word I was looking for. And they smoke weed on the streets, and I'm sure you guys could fuck butts wherever you wanted to.
As far
I don't mean to make light of this, but I honestly don't know how to help.
No, I don't know. That's a really difficult situation. I'm sorry. I don't have any specific advice.
If anyone knows how to help, please hit them up in the doodly-doo at the bottom.
As far as my significant other, Jake has a better answer to this than I do. My significant other's parents, no, not outwardly that I've noticed that they do, but like they're religious at least to an extent. But it's funny because her sister, whom we go, that's where we go for holidays and stuff. Her family is a family that owns God's Not Dead and sits down and enjoys it together unironically. So they're like that, but not like they're very nice people. Don't get me wrong, but it's just always kind of awkward because
that's kind of cute because you and your girlfriend enjoyed it ironically.
I know that's
together,
the thing.
So
I think they know what I do for a living, but we've never actually talked about it. So I don't know.
Yeah,
they're nice. They're nice people, though. I like them. It's just I feel bad for those kids sometimes. Like it's literally one of those things where it's so ingrained or whatever. Where like one of the kids, I don't even remember what it was. Oh God, what was? Oh, it was Christmas, and someone was like, "There's no birthday today about something." It wasn't related to anything. But then the daughter immediately was like, "It's Jesus's birthday." Like, yeah, I mean. I get that you believe that, but it's just so funny that it was such an automatic response to them that it was so...
yeah. So, like, they don't even think about it, which is... they'll get to it later and they'll rebel and, do intravenous drugs. It's fine. My girlfriend's parents aren't really people that we talk to, but her grandparents are close by, and they are Seventh-day Adventists, and they are hardcore ones. And they are stupid, but I love them in their own unique way. They're nice people, but they're like I don't know how to. They're very racist, but they'd never act on their racism, if that makes sense. It's always like we're probably better than brown people, but like I won't treat them differently. It'll just be our secret. Like, you know what I mean?
Sure.
It's weird racism. And my girlfriend, if you don't know, she has kids. And her kids are not white. I mean, they're not their dad is one of those he's part white, and then the rest of his ethnicity is all from brown places, but you can't really pinpoint it because he's got so many of them inside of the family. It's like Armenian and Mexican and all sorts of shit. So the kids are tan, most of them. That sounds like she has a herd of them. There's 3. Two of them are tanner. And so it's just like, how do you not look at your grandkids and go, yeah, they're just tan people. They're no different. You know what I mean? So it's weird. As far as I don't know, anyone in our families, I guess your dad, he's not really religious. He's just really he's basically Alex Jones. And then my parents aren't religious. So I don't know, we're not really surrounded by a lot of religion. Your mom is a little she pretends to be religious.
Oh, she's going to see this. Don't say that.
I don't care. She kind of pretends to be a little religious.
She's religious.
You go through the motions. Let's be honest with each other. You go through the motions, Mama Hugo.
I think she takes it very, very, very much at face value, if that makes sense.
There you go. Sure. It's like being the water boy on a team. You're not really a member of the team, but you travel with.
I'm gonna get a phone call about this one. I know it.
Fuck it. It's your mom. I don't deal with it. Don't give her my number, Hugo. Chictopus 5000. That's a good name. Good for you. Hey Hugo, which would you choose? A TARDIS or a DeLorean time machine? That's easy as fuck.
That's easy. TARDIS. That's like what?
TARDIS.
What kind of question?
The fuck?
A DeLorean time machine has been shown.
Do you want a shitty car that breaks all the time, or a TARDIS that can go anywhere and has infinite space inside?
Right. Like even in the movies, the DeLorean has a cool aesthetic factor going for it. Like I get it. but it breaks down in the movies like half the time. Most of the
Yeah,
plots revolve around the car breaking in one way or another. So,
Yeah, that's bad. No, obviously TARDIS.
yeah, gotta go TARDIS. Pretty fucking sweet. Plus, you don't have to like drive. It just lands wherever, and it's compact. It can go in buildings. I don't have to be driving 88 miles per hour for it to work. You know.
You could make it a butt plug.
Okay,
I'm just saying you could do it. I'm not. Anyways,
that's a quality many things have, in fairness, but okay.
Moving on. Don't judge my butt plug preferences. Nicholas DuPont. Cher Hugo et Jacques. I assume that means dear Hugo and Jake, but he said Jacques, which is I think closer to Jack. So good for you. Good for you. What do you talk about or do during the theme song?
I picked this one.
That's interesting.
Because
that's so interesting.
It occurs to me that this person thinks that before we sit down and record, we play our own theme song, wait for it to get done, and then we start. That's not how it works. That's not how this works.
It's in post. We have the intros and files, and we just put them in.
We literally sit down, we do a clap thing to sync the audio, because we do the audio and the video separately, and then we just talk, and then eventually we're like, oh, hey, I'm Hugo, and then we cut the first part out, and then we put in the intro that's already been done for years. I don't think I've sat through the entire intro of our song in 2.5 years.
I listen to it every once in a while.
Yeah, but no, that's not how anything works. I like to think that also under the impression that when you watch like Friends, you think that during the theme song they're all sitting in the coffee bar just waiting for them to go action.
Wait, do you think that though, like that also implies this sort of like we just sit here and wait until the next video is supposed to be uploaded?
Yeah, we just sit here the whole time. We sit here for days at a time, just like, man, there's gotta be a better way to do this.
I'm not. I feel like I'm making fun of Nicholas a little bit, and maybe I am, but that's such an innocent, beautiful question.
I know, that's why I picked it.
Like, I don't know how anything works. Please tell me. Anyways, sorry, Nick. To Robbie's N, dear lovely newly bearded Hugo. Nice. If Jake got turned into a dog, would you rather have him be aware that he was once a human, or would you like him to believe he was always a dog? Also, what tricks would you make him do? Careful on what you wish for here, Hugo.
This is one of my favorite questions I think I've ever been asked, just because it's such a creative question. I'm going to make him remember he was a human for 2 reasons. One,
you don't want to do that.
I'm going to parlay this into an amazing stage show with a dog that can just do amazing things. I mean, he's going to do math. He's going to write words. He's going to communicate. Whatever.
I'm trapped in a dog body.
Right. And secondly, because it would be fucking torturous. Every day would be hell for him, and I think that's hilarious.
Every day would be hell for you.
What are you gonna do? I'll put a muzzle on you or something. I don't know.
Okay. Dogs can't figure out how to undo a muzzle for 2 reasons. The first reason you think is obvious. They don't have mammal hands or primate hands. They have mammal hands. They don't have thumbs and shit. The second reason is because they're stupid and they're dogs. If I have a human brain, if all my thoughts work correctly, I can get out of a fucking muzzle. Second of all, I can get out of a cage too, guy. Second of all, I'm gonna shit on all your stuff.
I'll get a muzzle and a cage with locks on them, so you need a key, which you can't use anyway.
Okay, but if you take me on stage, then that's when I rebel. I'm gonna be like, I'll be your Michigan J. Frog. You're gonna be like, this fucking dog's amazing, and I'll be like, nah, fuck off. Here's some poop. I'm gonna eat my own shit. I'll lick my dick in front of everybody, and then come on your shoes.
Well, you don't have to be a dog for that, but...
No, I don't. Gabe Sundberg. Yo, Hugo and Jake, if you could convert one of your diehard Christians on YouTube to atheism, who would it be and why him or her?
I'm picking that Josh Fierstein guy just because he's so obnoxious to me, the way he speaks, and I get he's doing sort of I'm a preacher voice. He's doing like an energetic, hip, pastor voice. I get it.
He's got a backwards hat, bro.
Yeah, and he's kind of a douche.
What you know about that backwards hat life?
And,
Word.
And plus he brings up bullshit controversy like the Starbucks cup thing. Like, why isn't there like Jesus-y stuff on here? Because there never has been, and so fuck off.
Trying to think of the diehard Christian I would most enjoy seeing go through an atheism phase.
I don't know that many YouTube like Christians.
It'd be Ray Comfort.
He's
Can you
really...
imagine his fucking life crumbling around him?
I'm actually in a hypothetical situation where that happened. I'm curious what the response would be. Let's say Ray Comfort did come out and say like, you know what, guys? After a lot of thinking, I think I was wrong. And then he like dedicated his new career to making things about, actual stuff like evolution and like science.
He'd make a killing.
I think he would. Like I'm trying to think how the community would respond.
I'm sure accept him with open arms.
I'm sure there's a certain subsection that would be like, "Fuck you, still." But I don't know.
No, but he never did anything horrible. He just was always kind of a dishonest douche. But that's not like horrible. That's not enough for me to alienate you, being a dishonest douche.
Sure.
So yeah, no, I think Ray Comfort. I would want to be a fly on the wall in that moment though, when he's just like, "Oh fuck, dude." Do you think he'd like take up smoking and wear leather jackets and try to be a?
Oh God, I'd hope
do all
so.
the things that he thought was edgy, that he thought he couldn't do, that he's always wanted to do, but it's always like dad stuff. So he like buys like a fucking Mazda Miata, and he's like,
well, now I need this to happen because I want to see Ray Comfort's idea of what badass is and him trying to be it.
He'll get one tattoo, and it'll just be a fucking Dawkins, and we're like, oh, buddy. Baton's Polka. Tell me you looked at that fucking YouTube channel to see if there was polka.
I didn't look.
God damn it. Okay. Dear Hugo, is being a furry something I should hide? Oh. Hold on. I sincerely desire a life where I simply have normal fetishes, but no amount of wishing has seemed to change the situation I find myself in. I'm laughing at you. Obviously, you should hide it. No, I'm kidding. I hide this part of myself from everyone around me, and I'm deeply ashamed of it. Is it better to hide it in order to avoid ridicule and outcasting, or should I be more honest with everyone? Just fucking do it, man. We make fun of furries because it's easy, but just fucking, if you like being in a fursuit and you like fucking other people in fursuits, or if you just like making the fursuits and fucking outside of them, just enjoy it. There's a furry community. Go have it. Do it. Be happy.
The one thing you gotta say though is like cool, do you, whatever makes you happy. But like you don't need to be going around and be like, Mom, Dad, I'm a furry. Like you don't need like it's your private sexual shit. Like if you want to, you can, but like there's no reason to.
That's literally akin to going, Mom, Dad, I bought a vajankle and I fuck it every day.
Right. It's like
they don't care. You don't need to, unless it's something that there's furries, and then there's capital F furries where everything at your Facebook page is a furry. You have to fucking, don't let it dominate your fucking personality. That's the difference between a fetish and you're just a weirdo.
Sure. Did you see, this was hilarious. There was this, it was on Reddit cringe or something. It was this furry convention, but it was a furry convention, and I don't know if this is like all furries or just this specific sub community of furries had a large amount of them were also into like diaper fetish stuff. So like
diaper furries.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this hotel got absolutely trashed with everyone fucking, and there were shit everywhere, and it was hilarious. It was so funny.
Wait. There was shit everywhere.
Yeah, like they actually.
Then you didn't use the fucking diapers. You're not even good at your own fetish. The diaper is designed to keep the shit within it. You don't put the shit everywhere if you're using the diaper. God damn it. Fucking diaper furries. Yeah, okay. So just so you know, what was your name? Baton's Polka. That's right. Do you? Don't shit in a hotel. Well, you can shit in a hotel, but in the toilet. And like your mom and dad, like nobody fucking needs to know. If you want to tell them, go for it. But it's not like being gay. It's not like you're gonna. If you're gay, which happens in the furry community, more often than not, or more often than the non-furry community, if that makes sense. I don't know why that's a thing, but it happens to be a thing. Then I mean, I'll share that because you're not bringing your significant other over in a fucking fursuit. You know what I mean? For Thanksgiving.
The best comparison.
That's why people have to come out gay and
right.
Don't have to, but feel the need to, because like it's part of their social life. Like that's That's more you get off to it.
The comparison I would draw is like if you were a BDSM person, you were into like getting tied up in leather and whips and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you do that, but you wouldn't go to your parents and be like, "Mom, Dad, I like to get my ass beat with a paddle in a gimp suit." Like, it's just a thing. Like, that's your thing and your partner's thing. It's not something that you
Right.
need to be telling everyone. Again, like we said, if you want to tell people, go ahead. But some
it doesn't
people
seem
are
like
gonna
you
think
do.
it's weird.
You don't need to be ashamed, though. That's the
No.
thing that I think you really need to drive home. You may be formerly religious, which is why you have this shame, or you just see the ridicule that furries get on the internet. But it's fun. The reason furries get made fun of on the internet is because you dress up in fursuits, and that's funny.
It is funny. Like, come on.
It is funny.
That's
so
funny.
just like have a good sense of humor about it. Be like, yeah, I like fucking fursuits. None of us really give a shit.
No.
So go fuck whoever you want.
Everyone's
in their
into weird shit,
fursuit.
man. I'm probably
Also-
into weirder shit than you with your fursuits.
Uh-oh.
But
I don't want to.
But I don't
I don't
tell
wanna-
anyone.
I don't want to fucking know this shit. I don't want to know. I don't want to know any of it.
Nope.
It's the butter. It's the butter nips.
Yes, it's the butter nip. I did that specifically so I have a video of myself with the butter nips.
Oh God, Hugo hasn't had emptier balls in years.
Yep, that wasn't even butter. Surprise.
Dear Hugo, what do you think about the Mandela effect?
I think the Mandela effect is one of the stupidest fucking things people have ever come up with. I mean, if you're doing it just for fun, like, it's cool. But people who actually take it seriously are ridiculous. And if you don't know what the Mandela effect is, it's the idea that collectively certain people remember certain things incorrectly, but instead of saying, oh, the human mind is just weird and similar to other people's, so we fuck up in very similar ways, they say, wait a minute. What is it? Berenstain Bears. No, when I was a kid, it was Berenstein Bears. I couldn't just be misremembering this. Me and a bunch of other people must be collectively from a different dimension. And that's literally what it is. I'm not making that up. And it's called the Mandela effect because one of the other Mandela effect things is a bunch of people remember Nelson Mandela dying years ago. I mean, I think he is dead now, but like, before that,
Right,
they're like,
before
wait,
he
he's
was
still
dead.
alive? I totally thought he was alive or whatever. Stupid bullshit like that. There's whole internet communities all around trying to track Mandela effect things, when really it's just, I misremembered a thing, and I can't possibly imagine me being wrong about something, so clearly I jumped dimensions at some point. And I get it. As a phenomenon, it is interesting seeing how we collectively can misremember things in large groups.
I
It's neat,
like
but-
the aspect. I like that aspect where it's a collection of commonly misremembered things. I think
Sure.
that's interesting. So the Mandela effect Wikipedia is more interesting than the Mandela effect Reddits.
Sure. Let's see.
bec-
Let's see what some of the most common Mandela effect things are. I'm actually
Oh,
curious.
it's the Berenstain. It's Mandela, of course. I feel like there's different ones like the McRib, Surge, Crystal Pepsi.
What about them?
Just that they've been around or weren't around at times. It's literally just the
Oh.
time frame in
Here,
which
I-
a thing exists.
I found
It's
some.
almost always that.
I found some. Let's see. Oscar Mayer. Some people think it was Oscar Mayer, but with an A, even though it's not.
Nope.
The show Sex in the City is not Sex in the City. It's Sex and the City.
See, these are very. They're meaningless spelling errors and time frame differentials.
Oh yeah. People think the Monopoly Man has a monocle. He does not. So
That's just a Mr. Peanut mix-up.
yeah, and I get it. He's the stereotypical rich guy. Even in Ace Ventura, actually, I think when they did the Monopoly Man joke, the guy had a monocle. So that's just
That might be part of the reason.
maybe. Let's see. Berenstain, obviously. Curious George doesn't have a tail. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's
Interesting.
just got a butt.
Yeah.
A cute monkey butt.
Oh, Kit Kat. Kit Kat, I guess people think has a dash between kit and cat, but it doesn't. Who even thinks of that shit? Like, who? Like, it's just my favorite thing is the idea that someone is so self-involved that they think, oh my god, where'd the Kit Kat dash go? Oh no, not again. Like, they think their life is like the most boring episodes of Sliders ever.
Fuck.
Oh, this one's my favorite. People
There's a
remember-
9/11 one too, I think.
Oh, I'm sure there is, but this is my favorite one. People remember a Sinbad Genie movie from the 90s that doesn't exist. And I guess a lot of people really remember this. I'll read this just verbatim. Many claim to recall a genie movie from the 90s that starred Sinbad. The only problem is there never was one. Those same people insist they aren't confusing it with the 1996 film Kazam, which starred Shaq as a genie. They don't know the title or what happened in the movie's existence, but they're all very certain that once upon a time it was a thing. And I've seen this said that someone thought it was called Shazam, and it was Sinbad as a genie. But clearly, you're remembering Kazam and probably like fucking First Kid in your heads.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah. So
First Kid came out right around the same time, and I know I watched those in the same time frame.
And I could see Sinbad as like a genie character. Like, hold on, what does he normally
also
wear?
Sinbad, the character Sinbad from Popeye was dressed up as a genie or just an Arab in general in episodes of Popeye before, and so like I commonly associated the name Sinbad with a guy that looks like how Shaq was dressed.
Sure.
In Kazam. Like, these are stupid. Anyways, we're talking about the Mandela effect a lot.
Yeah, it's just because I think it's interesting, honestly. Like, I get it. I know this is, for a lot of people, this is probably boring. But, seriously, look it up. It is kind of interesting, the things that we collectively misremember as pop culture and stuff. So look it up. But, yeah, no, you're not jumping dimensions. You're just wrong about a thing, and that's okay.
Don't tell them that. People hate being wrong about a thing. Even though this entire show is predicated on people being wrong about a thing.
20 years from now. Do you guys remember that show on YouTube? Is it The Bible Rebooted with Hugo and Jack?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Fuck's sake.
So, thanks everyone. I think that's it for this episode. Ask me more questions in the comments, and I will answer them. And actually, I'd like to hear, do any of you have an interesting example of a Mandela effect you've experienced where you just totally misremembered something other than the ones we mentioned? Or the ones we mentioned? I don't care. I'm probably not going to read them. So, anyway, you can always follow us on Twitter at Bible Reloaded.
You can follow Hugo at Hugo Reloaded. You can also follow us on the YouTube.
Subscribe. You can also donate to our Patreon campaign. We do a once-a-month patron-only hangout, which is a lot of fun. We talk to you guys. We take questions there live. We bullshit.
Just did it.
You get it. Yep.
So
and we
do
also
the next one at the beginning of next month, of course.
And we also do a monthly Loot Crate style envelope of goodies, which at $5 you get signed Chick Tracks, $10 buttons and stickers, and $15 you get these 3D
and
pop dolls that you fold up.
We're working pens in.
Oh, are we? Okay, I'll take some
we
pens.
are.
Cool.
Yeah, it's going to be sweet.
Anyway.
So we also have business cards that we send with them. And also, if you are a patron, maybe check your email, because our Patreon manager sent out an email to those of you who are not actually in tiers but are paying money that would put you in a tier. You can either go up or down from where you're at. So check that and make sure that if you're giving us $7, maybe you could give us $5 and get a thing. If that makes sense. That makes sense? That makes sense. Do it.
So, until next time, I'm Hugo.
Jake!
Ask Hugo number, whatever the fuck it was. I still don't remember, so.
I don't know. I'm misremembering. Was there a hyphen between Bible and Reloaded?
No.
Oh, yeah. There wasn't.